welcome back to another video. So today we're gonna play with the different consistency, honey, milk, tea, and water again. Pretty much that's really what you do every time, but then it does take practice when you to know when to use honey, when to use milk, when to use a bit of tea and water to create the wonderful watercolor look. Yeah. So today we're gonna paint some blue flowers. So usually let's start with some warm-ups. So for the supplies I use, I'll put the items in the description down below. So mainly I use this Winsor Newton 24 color watercolor pen set. I remember I got it during like the Black Friday sale. I guess I was just curious, you know, what the professional grade is like, and guess what, it doesn't disappoint. It truly is very flowy. It is nice. But I also added like lavender and a lilac and a undersea green on top of the original colors. Yeah, so this is what we'll be using today. And to begin with, let's loosen up first. And usually how I loosen up, usually I just swatch the colors I'm gonna use today and prepping the color a bit, and then also, you know, it's just a great way to loose up. So yeah, I'm gonna show you what sort of blues and greens on my kind of a pen set. So let's have a look. So now let's start with the lighter blue. And then I'm just gonna swatch. Oh, for exactly the colors I'm using, I have put the in the description down below. And then yeah, sometimes I just find it quite relaxing putting all my blues together and just kind of swatch the colors and see what happens. And now I'm gonna put some green together. I think this one I'm putting now is olive green. I always enjoy this color. And this is sap green. And then this one, let me think. Yeah, I think it's kind of like a bluish green. Yeah, this is even. So yeah, honestly, what can I say? I always think green and blue, they are good friends. You see already, I find just looking at the colors, I just feel so happy about it. So today the techniques we're gonna use, I'm gonna do like a tea base or water base, and then, you know, kind of create a very transparent look, and then use the honey consistency to put the highlights. And it's definitely something I think takes a bit of practice, and that's what we're gonna practice today. So this is the highlight of the flowers I'll be painting today. So here now, let's just put on some tea consistency, and then just put kind of a general flower shape, like a little ball. And then now we're gonna come back to do the highlights. And one key is make sure your brush is not dripping wet, just a little bit damp, because that's where I failed in the past. When in the past I can watch a teacher doing wet on wet, and I just kind of like, oh, I can never do the highlights like them. And I realized finally it's because I got too much water on my brush. So let's take, okay, that's good. So then when you have the color, and then, you know, not too much water, and you can go back in, just give it a bit of highlight. And I just find it's really creating quite a nice look, kind of like a two-tone, but then, you know, the basic is very transparent, and then you have this highlight. It's like a different look. So this is what we're gonna practice today. Let's go to our painting. So here I'm using the Canson paper. I just find it's really good for practice. And, you know, so you take off the pressure of using like expensive paper, especially for beginners. Yeah. And yeah, of course, I have to say there are a lot of good benefits using like 100% sort of cotton paper. But then the cost is definitely also a factor. So I find, you know, especially when you're a beginner, it's just fine to practice on, you know, kind of watercolor paper. And then when you feel, you know, the quality of work is a bit more steady and probably you don't feel, you know, as nervous using the expensive paper, so to speak. Yeah. Okay, so now let's just be brave and put down our first ball of flower. Yeah, so this is what I'm gonna do. And another thing I find, just when you do this, just really don't go back at, you know, because a lot of time you think, oh, this is not perfect enough, I want to do it again and again. But what I learned really is just do it, leave it. Yeah, because, you know, let the water do the work for you. And now you just come back with the, you know, darker mist and give it a bit of highlight. And just kind of like that. And put a bit more on the bottom bit. And then, guess what? Leave it. Don't go back and touch it too much. And yeah, I guess you can always do more. But hey, guess what? We're only practicing now. So now I'm actually gonna come back slightly different. Instead of starting with water, I'm gonna come back starting with a bit of kind of between milk and honey consistency, already a bit stronger. And then I'm gonna wash off the pen and just come back with a bit of water and then touch it and kind of, you know, blend it in. And already, you know, this kind of looks slightly different than the first one and like a bit darker because it's not as open. Yeah. And then here again, I'm just gonna come back, give it a bit of highlight, the same thing, just like that. Yeah, so this way, this one goes this way. And the last one, I'm gonna give it even less details. Yeah, just come back, touch a bit, and then bleed it out with a tiny bit of water, just like that. And then I'm just gonna do the shape outside, kind of do it like that, kind of, you know, as in it's not really that open yet, probably a bit darker towards the bottom. So yeah, already you see you have a bit of the, you know, we're playing the different watercolor pen and sort of water to pen ratio. We're kind of playing with it now. And then towards the end, if you like, just to add a bit of interest, we can even come back with a even darker green, whatever sort of green you got, and just kind of add a bit, tiny bit here. Just give it a bit of two-tone effect. And here a bit as well. So you don't want to overdo it, but you do want to give it added a bit of interest there, yeah? And then let's now pen the leaves. Okay, so again, we're not going to do a straight line, I'm going to do a curvy line to, you know, not to stress ourselves too much over. And then do another here. And then the top one down here, so we get it connected, like that. And then also, we're not gonna, you know, do too many leaves here, maybe just a tiny bit here, one here, another one here, another one here, and probably just a tiny bit here. I'm gonna wash off my color a bit, just come back and touch it a bit with water, and then, you know, kind of adding a bit of interest to it, yeah? Just like that. And then, yeah, maybe actually I'll come back with a little bit of brown, just kind of give it a bit of yellow ochre. Just give it a bit of, you know, natural kind of color to it. Just to add a bit of interest. Not too much, just a tiny bit. And guess what? Towards the end, we're always gonna do the splash, just for fun. And then let's test it out first. Okay, yeah, I think that will do. Maybe a bit more color. Okay, let's do that. Cool, there you have it. So whether, you know, you wanna do like a card or as a birthday gift or just a little present or something you want a friend at home, and then you can do it like that. So again, thank you very much for spending your time with me today, and I'll see you in the next painting where we're gonna do something even more fun. See you next time. Bye.